this special show that we bring to you from Chennai's Marina Beach. This was in fact the venue where Chennai showed that it had a voice, that it could speak up against what it thought was injustice to the people of Chennai. Right now, huge developments happening on the political front in Chennai. VK Sasikala, who was in fact a long-term aide of former late Chief Minister Jayalalitha, is all set to become Tamil Nadu's third woman Chief Minister. The social media trends, if you were to go by it, they would suggest that there is a lot of resentment, there is a lot of apprehension, and there is a lot of fear about her taking over as the new Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Hashtags like Not My CM, TN says No to Sasi have been trending, and on the streets also, if you speak to people, many of them will tell you that they are apprehensive about her taking over. The other big news development, of course, came from the Supreme Court today, which said that in the disproportionate assets case, the verdict would come within a week, and that is something that the AIADMK certainly would be very worried about. I have with me, in fact, citizens of Chennai, and there is a lot of opinion that we need to listen to, because this is a time when they would like to speak out. I have a panel, and I also have people who are supporting Sasikala becoming the Chief Minister, as well as those who have their own apprehensions. I'm actually going to go to you first. You are a lawyer, but you're also an AIADMK supporter. Everything shrouded in secrecy as far as Sasikala is concerned. We don't know yet when the swearing-in ceremony is to take place.
See, nothing is shrouded in secrecy. The people of Tamil Nadu are very active on social media and the satellite TVs at home, and everything is being telecasted to the public, whatever is happening in the state of Tamil Nadu. And there was an MLA's meeting of ADMK party, which they elected the General Secretary of their party, Mrs. Sasikala Nadarajan, as the Chief Ministerial candidate. And it has been telecasted and informed to everybody through print media. And
so the AIADMK is in favor of going ahead with the swearing-in ceremony, despite the fact that the Supreme Court is saying that the verdict in the disproportionate assets case will come within a week.
See, the verdict in the Supreme Court, I don't want to speculate on something which is prejudice in the courts. But the fact of the matter is, see, the majority ADMK members, the legislatures, have elected their leader of their party, and they have got
no reason to stop now, you think?
They have got all the right to select their own leader to lead them. So what way the opposition is bothered, or whoever is bothered? But the people voted for ADMK. The mandate is still 2021, and if you question that we didn't vote for this person, well, likewise, they voted for Dr. Kalaignar Karunanidhi, and his son has become the working president. Likewise, they
That's
voted
an internal party matter. As someone who is from the DMK, with the Supreme Court today suggesting that the verdict is going to come in a week, you think the swearing-in ceremony, they should not go ahead with it?
I think they should wait for the swearing-in ceremony. It shows that they are greedy, they are power-hungry, they don't want to wait. They are not, these actions show that they are not interested in the welfare of the state of Tamil Nadu. We know that Tamil Nadu is facing an acute crisis on all fronts. We face a severe drought condition. We face a dispute with the neighbors. All this is there. We had faced Cyclone Vada. We have not yet come out of that. All that is there. See, for example, says tomorrow the verdict is coming. She is already sworn in as a chief minister, and the verdict goes against her. What happens? Again, the state is put into turmoil. Why can't they wait for somebody's political insecurity? Should the people of Tamil Nadu pay? That is the question that is foremost in everybody's mind, not only in DMK's mind. You have spoke about the resentment. Every man on the street is resenting this. They are detesting this. They don't want this to happen.
But she has followed the legal procedure. To play the devil's advocate, she has followed the legal procedure. There are 134 MLAs who have signed and said that yes, we support her. Sir, as a citizen of Chennai, are you worried about these developments happenings? All said and done, there was a smooth transition after a tall leader like Jayalalitha passed away.
Yeah, as Amma Jayalalitha was the face of AIDMK. All others are just hangers on or just followers. All of them got elected because of the face of Jayalalitha and her leadership. She could control them, hold them, dictate terms, and do all those things. Because of her, the industrial development was happening, and she could manage any situation. The best was the tsunami example, and all other industrial development is because of her. Somebody who is just about nobody is to take over the reins I don't know the fate of Tamil Nadu is going to be.
On the social media, there's been many hashtags that have now come up, not my CM, and saying TNC is no to Sasi. But no one really speaks up anywhere. But what is really the mood in Tamil Nadu? All said and done, we have a leader. There has been precedent for this, for someone who is not in politics to suddenly even take over as chief minister.
Okay, I will give a couple of examples. Pratibha Patil, she became a president from nowhere. Okay, but after
She had a
Kalam,
political experience.
after Kalam, it looked very. There are so many controversies which came along with it. Okay, another part is Sasikala taking the CM post or somebody's proxy. See, when Jayalalitha was in jail, OPS was supposed to be a proxy, right? Now suddenly it's a comparison being made. So probably is Sasikala being a proxy for somebody else? That's how we are seeing it. Okay. Another part, social media. If you see the hashtag content, nearly 90% of people are opposing it because they always thought about.
How will that get reflected on the ground, sir? You are someone with a lot of experience, and the happenings that are in Tamil Nadu right now, is that something that worries you? There was change at the very top on Friday itself. We saw what was actually Team Jaya changed, and in the name of Amma, everyone wants to rule, but her own team has been changed.
There is no team Jaya. See, these are all advisors to the government. Jayalalitha was the chief minister. Of course, there are issues involved. See, I have been personally against this office of advisor because it dilutes the authority of the career civil servants. Their capacity to advise the chief minister and the correct way and then carry forward the decision taken by the chief minister and the cabinet. So that this is an aberration to that extent. But we can't call it team Jayalalitha because that will be belittling that. Now this development, we people are extremely worried about this development because this is turning democracy upside down.
But sir, there have been precedents where someone without political experience have taken over a party or even led the country.
Who is that?
Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, when he came in, he was not an experienced person.
See, Rajiv Gandhi came under a totally different circumstance. There was an emergency. Mrs. Gandhi was assassinated. That was a mistake. We are paying for it. That time, the senior most minister, I think Pranab Mukherjee, should have been sworn in. But they chose the dynastic route and we are still paying for it. That's a different matter. But here, unfortunately, the former chief minister passed away. Okay, very bad. Then they elected a chief minister who is an elected MLA. They elected him as a chief minister. In these 2 months, what has happened? If they didn't like the working of Mr. Paneerselvam, they could have elected another MLA. It is MLAs who have been elected by the people. Why you bring a person outside this legislative assembly for no rhyme or reason? That means all these 135 people are nothing but servile people.
Was there really, do you believe that there was a wholehearted support of everyone? Was it, everyone wants to make it sound like it is a...
Support is irrelevant. That support is irrelevant. See, the question is... No, 1 minute. That support is irrelevant. Here, 135 MLAs, they are there. It's not that they don't have MLAs. If they didn't like, they found Paneerselvam incompetent, they would have elected another MLA. This is bringing democracy to shame. That's my view.
See, there are several precedents of the same sort. When Lalu was convicted, his wife, Mrs. Rabri Devi, was sworn in as the chief minister. Within 6 months, she was elected to the assembly. Likewise, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal was nowhere in politics. He came, he became the chief minister.
He came in as and launched a political party.
No, let me see. Let me finish. There are Humpty number of examples which says there are see when the house, the ADMK party has a majority in the Tamil Nadu assembly, it is their prerogative and their wish to select their own leader. See, they are all elected MLAs and there is a precedent. There is no binding of any rule or law to elect their own leader. They have 6 months time to get elected from any of the 135 constituencies of ADMK members. They can resign and
Legally he's right, isn't he? That 6 months is there.
Yes,
I won't say
legally I'm right. I'm on the positive note. See, let us give an opportunity to Madam Sasikala Natarajan. Let us prove our mettle. Let us wait and watch. See, everybody was a beginner.
Yeah.
Nobody is born with every experience and everything. Her ability, her quality, nobody knows. Let us wait for 6 months or 1 year and then comment about her.
As a citizen of Chennai, What is your view on this? Technically, legally right, we can't question that.
Jayalalitha was autocrat herself. She never let democracy inside our party. Okay, nobody can speak against her.
No.
Or the party.
ADMK
Similarly,
party, even an ordinary
currently,
person was
see, he
made
doesn't
a
need
chief
to speak.
minister.
Okay.
No.
So
Ordinary
You have to
person,
allow him to
nobody
speak
from-
also.
From nowhere,
No.
he was made a chief minister.
just
So this is
read
very
all
wrong
the
about
media
Jayalalitha
reports which are coming in. The current MLAs or MPs have been either induced or threatened. These are all already in
No,
post.
no. This is
Review
all
it,
wild allegations.
No,
You are
let them
playing
bring
with the gallery.
let there be a video streaming on transparency. Let them bring them transparency on internal, let's say, democracy in ADMK or any other party per se. Let's talk about that part, okay? So I have a strong feeling people are not able to choose. Or if you see some of the statements what other MLAs have made or Sasikala's husband has made, we are a family rule. What can you do? So we have been chosen.
But it's perhaps also
Likewise in
the
DMK.
mistake of citizens, isn't it? I mean, we have allowed this to happen for too long, and now we complain. Perhaps for the first time during the Jallikattu uprising, whether you agree with the issue or not is different, but at least people came out and spoke.
Definitely, yes. Personally, I won't like to have a tainted person as the next chief minister and showcase him as the chief who is going to decide the future of Tamil Nadu. It is really unfortunate.
So certainly very huge passions around Sasikala, and there is a lot of anger as well. Her supporters certainly are within the party as well and outside, and they will talk vociferously that she has technically and legally not really erred on this count at least. But more on all this after a short break.